Welcome to all women. Welcome of women of the Bible. A study especially for women and not only for Christians. I invite everyone. So, welcome. It's our day 4, and we started with Sarai, who has become Sarah. You are loved with an everlasting love. This is your Pastor Yeti. Sarah laughs. Genesis 18 verses 1 to 15. And I'm going to read it to you. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre, while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw him, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, "If I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under this tree. Let me get you something to eat, so you can be refreshed and then go on your way. Now that you have come to your servant." "Very well," they answered. "Do as you say." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. "Quick," he said, "get 3 seahs at the finest flour and made it and bake some bread." Then he ran to the herd and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to a servant, who hurried to prepare it. He then brought some curds and milk and the calf that had been prepared, and set these before them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. "Where is your wife Sarah?" they asked him. "There, in the tent," he said. Then one of them said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son." Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, "After I am worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Will I really have a child now that I am old?' Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I did not laugh." But he said, "Yes, you did." God unexpectedly visits Abraham's home with 2 companions. Abraham offers to serve them dinner outside. In those days, it was customary for the wife of the household to stay in the tent when guests were present. Remember, they are nomads, or tent dwellers. Sarah does not come out, but she can hear what Abraham and God are discussing. To her surprise, they are talking about her. God reveals that Sarah will have a baby the following year. Sarah, who is 89 years old, laughs out loud at this idea and doubts what she hears. God hears her laugh. He reminds Abraham and Sarah that nothing is too difficult for him to accomplish. Certainly, we can understand Sarah's reaction. The whole thing must have seemed ridiculous. How could she give birth at her age? God's plan makes no sense to Sarah because he is promising the impossible. She could not help but laugh. But God shows us through Sarah that this plan will happen in his timing, not ours. What seems absurd to Sarah, what appears impossible to us, is never beyond God's reach. Let's reflect on this. Can you think of a time when you considered something to be ridiculous only to find out it was true? How did you handle it? God himself declares the child of Sarah and Abraham will be named Isaac. Remember from day 3, which means to laugh. Do you know that history behind your name? Is it meaningful to you? Why or why not? Is there anyone in your life whom you refer to with a nickname that holds special meaning? Interesting, right? As I think we are all familiar with Sarai, who became Sarah, and Abram became Abraham. Now, what came to me on the end of this 4th day as our study, Sarah lied. She said, I didn't laugh. Now here's the thing. How do we react? As we know very well that sometimes there is a lie, and because of so many other reasons we say, well, I never said that, or I never did that. But you know deep in your heart that you are so confronted with the truth in your lie. And so he said, you're lying. Remember, you can fool others. And if you try, you can also fool yourself and try to believe it. But you cannot and never fool God. Sarah laughs. What is our reaction? So, my dear ones, use what you hear in a positive way. Don't run over it and say, well, I will wait for the other day. No. May you be encouraged by these words. May your life be a reflection as you reflect on the life of Sarah. Her name was changed. Some people those days, in our days, changing that name so often. And it's not easy to change a name. It takes time and money. And sometimes they say you're not allowed to change. Well, God's plan is a plan beyond, and from the impossible to the possibility that will be possible and will become. May God bless you and protect you. May He keep you from all harm. And may you be that light that shines in the darkness, where other women find light in you and meet Christ in you. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. I will come back on Monday, not tomorrow. So, bye-bye. This is your Pastor Yeti, and God bless. Bye.